नमस्कार दोस्तों, मेरा नाम प्रवीण खेतान है। आज के टाइम में हर कुछ महंगा हो रहा है। गैस सिलेंडर महंगा हो रहा है, सब्जियां महंगी हो रही है, तेल महंगा हो रहा है, टमाटर महंगा हो गया। तो कुछ ऐसा भी है जो सस्ता मिल रहा हो, तो हम ढूंढ के लेके आए हैं आपके लिए आज के इस वीडियो में सस्ते स्टॉक्स। दीज आर पेनी स्टॉक्स। ओके, सो इस वीडियो का ऑब्जेक्टिव ये नहीं है कि मैं आपको बता रहा हूँ कि ये स्टॉक खरीद लो। ऑब्जेक्टिव ये है कि कैसे हम पेनी स्टॉक्स को फिल्टर आउट करते हैं, कैसे इन मल्टीबैगर्स को ढूंढते हैं, और क्या प्रोसेस मैं अप्लाई करता हूँ इन स्टॉक्स को चूज करने के लिए। तो अगर आपको ये वीडियो पसंद आई तो ज़रूर लाइक करें, दोस्तों के साथ शेयर करें और चैनल को सब्सक्राइब करना ना भूलें। तो जब सब्सक्राइब कर रहे हैं तो प्लीज़ नोटिफिकेशन में ऑल नोटिफिकेशन को इनेबल रखें ताकि आपको सारे वीडियोस रिसीव होते रहे। तो चलिए देखते हैं कौन है आज के हॉट पिक्स। और फर्स्ट पिक इज राजनंदिनी मेटल्स। दे आर प्रोड्यूसर्स ऑफ कॉपर continuous casting rods, mostly in wire and cables. The demand, as we know, of electrical equipments and cable is increasing day by day. It is an ever growing industry. The company is also into trading of steel, iron alloy, casting, chemical, and other petroleum products. Rajanandani is also planning to expand into home appliances like MCB, LED lights, switch gears. Though there are competition from foreign players, but there are enough support from government. The foreign players leads to margin contraction due to there is price competition, but recently government has put restrictions on the import of laptops and many other electrical items which may help local producers. If we look at the import data from the Ministry of Commerce and Industry, the growth of copper import has fallen to 4% from average 40% growth pre-COVID. Also, 2023-24 estimate is negative of 1% minus growth of import. So it will definitely gonna help the copper wire producers, local copper wire producers, right? So next pick is Taparia Tools. It was incorporated in 1969 in collaboration with a Swedish company, mostly into production of wrenches, screwdrivers, pliers, and other tools. A well-known brand among carpenters and mechanics. You must have known about Taparia. In 2022, company introduced around 30 plus new tools in its product line, and they are exporting to UK, USA, Denmark, Germany, and over 20 plus countries. Also in July 2023, company did a bonus issue in the ratio of 4:1, and they also gave a dividend of around 77 rupees. Although overall exports from India has declined by 16% year on year. However, India's export of hand tools have grown by 15% average year on year for last 5 years as per Ministry of Commerce data. That's a good sign for the Taparia. The last one is Tirupati Forge Limited. They are manufacturers and traders of carbon and steel forged flanks and forged other automotive components in India. They also offer auto parts like bearing, gears, crankshaft, hammer union, forged pipe fittings, and other seamless rolled rings. Now, the growth of this company also depends on the automobile sector growth in India. However, it also exports, right? They are exporting to United States, Canada, Malaysia, as well as European and African countries. So they are hedged kind of or diversified. If we see the data of CM, the automobile export from India is slowly increasing since 2022, and the car production in India increased to approximately 1,67,000 units in July from approx 1,43,500 units in June of 2023. In last 3 years, we have seen car production rebound, and it is increasing at a very decent rate. And the total vehicle sales is nearly 10 years high. So definitely gonna help the company. So let's discuss about the fundamentals of Rajanandani metals. So before investing into penny stocks, you know that these stocks are very risky. The most important thing is to look at the financial health of the company. If company will survive, company will remain alive for long term, okay, then obviously your investment will grow. So first and foremost is looking at the financial health. So to look at the financial health, we first look at the loans into the company. The loan into the company at this time is comparatively low, which is around debt to equity ratio is 1.74 only. If it is less than 2, it is considered good. Next is the current ratio, which is greater than 1. It is also considered good, though if it is 2 or more for a penny stock, it's really decent. The third one is called the interest coverage ratio. This will tell you about will the company be able to pay the interests, okay, from its operating income. If the company is able to make the payment, it is really good. And if it is more than 2, or if it is more than 3, let's suppose, it is really decent for any company, at least a penny stock. So the last one to look at is the how well company is managing its working capital. So for that, we can also look at one of the important data, that is working capital days. So working capital days of the company is low. It's around 20, 22, 28. It has gone up by 8 days, but nothing to worry about. For an industry, a company, these initial working capital days were like 148. It has gone down to as low as 28, which makes very impressive, performance of the company. So company is managing its working capital very decently. So financial health by company looks good to me. The next part comes is the profitability of the company. Is the company profitable enough? It will attract investors, okay, especially long-term investors into the company. For that, we must look at one of the most important ratio, that is ROCE, that is return on capital employed. If it is about 20%, that makes impressive. It's a manufacturing company as well as trading. So for a company like Rajnandani Metals, 29% is very decent. And return on equity is around 40%, which is just amazing for the company. And after this, we look at the net profit margin, which is 1.33%. So is it very low? For that, we have to look at other companies working into the same sector. Is it the industry or the company? So if you look at the industry like Adani Enterprises, the NPM is 1.94. For Reddington, it is 1.8. For the PDS, that is 2.77. So it's okay to have 1.33 because the average is 3.31. The company needs to work on the net profit margin. This is a weaker area, but hopefully the company will overcome this. And if we look at finally the growth of the company says that the company has grown by 91% in terms of sales. Year on year compounded sales growth is 91%, which is just amazing. The profit grew by 128% in last 3 years, that is compounded average growth rate. The TTM is 22%, which is okay. And based on this numbers, if you see the stock price has gone drastically down, which is minus 71%. तो जितना प्रॉफिट या सेल्स नहीं घटा बट उससे ज्यादा स्टॉक प्राइस घट गया. एंड इफ यू लुक एट द क्वार्टरली सेल्स ऑल्सो, is the company doing bad? No. Recently the quarterly sales are also the company is doing really good in terms of quarterly sales. So what's wrong with the company? If you get some story, do let me know. Share into the comment box what is wrong with the company, why the price has gone down, if you have certain news, because according to me, I didn't find anything bad about the company till now. And the last part comes to is the क्या मुझे खरीदना चाहिए, क्योंकि कंपनी का फाइनेंशियल हेल्थ अच्छा है, प्रॉफिटेबिलिटी इज गुड, ग्रोथ इज वेरी गुड. नाउ वी टॉक अबाउट द प्राइसिंग पार्ट. क्या सही दाम पे, कीमतों पे मिल रहा है. सो इफ यू सी द स्टॉक पे विच इज 17, which is very much low as compared to its 10-year PE and as well as industry PE. The book value is company is 1.5. It is almost 6 times the book value. That's okay. And if you see, look at the enterprise value to EBITDA, that is 10.5, which is also on the lower side, which makes it a value stock. तो चलिए इस कंपनी का हम लोग एनालाइज करते हैं टेक्निकल चार्ट. So this is the technical chart of Rajnandani Metals और ये देख के आपको बड़ा शॉक लगेगा कि भाई ये प्राइस तो लगातार गिर ही जा रहा है। एंड जो मास्टर साहब हैं, ही हैज सेलेक्टेड दिस स्टॉक। सी, प्राइस has corrected too much as compared to company's profitability, right? Investor must be selling off. There might be something into the company. Just let me know into the comment box, but I didn't find. So right now, what I see, if the financials are good into the company, let's suppose the financials are good, profitability is good, what do I look at? I look at the right time to buy. So this stock has been falling for too long. This stock had been falling for too long. So in such a scenario, you should play the 50 days moving average first of all. And if the price crosses above 50 days, then we can say that the short run, companies showing some bullish sentiment. And this is the time where you can enter into a stock. So overall, the Rajnandi metal right now is into consolidation phase as per the Dow's theory. And once the public start participating into the share, that would be the right time to buy. So just wait for the share price to cross above 50 days and you can try your luck. Okay, let's look at the financials of the Paria tools. First of all, we will check the financial health of the company. As per the for the financial health, the debt equity ratio is almost zero, which means the company is debt free. The current ratio is 3.23, which is greater than 1, which makes the company very good. Interest coverage ratio, no need to say, because there is no debt into the company. And the NPM last year is around the current ratio, debt equity ratios are really good. Now let's have a look at the working capital days, which has gone down from 96 to 77, which is also very good for the company. And so we can say that the almost financial health is okay. And then if we talk about the profitability part, the company has given a very decent return on capital employed, which is 37.3. The return on equity is 27.9, which is also very good. If you see the dividend yield, the company has given a dividend of around 1165%, which is just amazing. Company has given a dividend of around 77 rupees in around March. And then the company has again given us a dividend of 77 rupees in June. And that makes the company very lucrative. अगर आप प्राइस देखें, शेयर प्राइस, दिस कम्स टू 2.66, और डिविडेंड अगर हम देखें तो 150 रुपये का डिविडेंड इस साल कंपनी ने अभी तक दे दिया। तो मतलब अगर आपने एक शेयर 2 रुपये का खरीदा होता तो उसके ऊपर आपको 150 रुपये का डिविडेंड ही मिल जाता। तो क्या आप ऐसा शेयर बेचना चाहेंगे? ऑब्वियसली नहीं। So nobody is selling this share right now. If you go to the trading panel, you will see the buyer and seller side. You will see only buyers. There is no seller. So how do I buy these kind of shares? So just use the facility of good till trade GTD orders or GTC orders from your broker. Just place a price, put the quantity and everything, and leave it. अगर किस्मत में है तो आ जाएगा, क्योंकि trades takes place but not very frequently. You don't have too many of buyers and sellers or people selling off these stocks. ठीक है, तो profitability wise अगर देखा जाए तो the last ratio is net profit margin. The net profit margin of company is also very good. This is 9.27%. We see the growth of company. Let's have a look at the growth figures. The compounded sales growth is 17%, which is last 3 years, which is decent. The profit growth is 32%, which is also good. So that means the company is a stable company growing at a stable growth rate, which is good. Investors want such a kind of a company which is growing at a constant growth rate. So that's a mature company. And if we see the stock price, that has gone down by 46% in last 3 years, don't worry about that. There was stock splits and bonuses. And the last year, the price went 9% up. Don't worry again about this, because the dividend itself is very high. And if we talk about the valuation part, the fair value of this company that comes to around, as per the DCF model, the fair value what we estimated is 248 rupees per share. तो उसके कंपैरिजन में तो ये कुछ भी नहीं है, 2 रुपये 66 पैसा, राइट. एंड if you see the book value itself is 178 rupees, तो बुक वैल्यू से भी बहुत कम है. कंपनी बैंकरप्ट हो जाए एंड सेल हो जाए तो भी यू स्टिल गेट 178 rupees per share, which is like just amazing. EV to EBITDA is minus. That means companies into very much profit, and enterprise value is like very high of this company. So the profitability wise also the company is very good. The part of the valuation, as I told you, the valuation is of the company is really decent. Stock is 0.05. The book value is very high. The fair value is very high. Profitability is very good. Financial health is very good. Overall, the company is good. But then, who gonna sell you? Now, so let's have a look at the technical chart of this company. So this is the chart of the Paria tools. And if we see that you have everyday upper circuit, prices going up. We saw a correction here. This might be because of the after bonus adjustments or dividend adjustments, or maybe the stock split. Right now, the price is trading at this level. And if we see here, the last trade happened on 14th of August, and the volume was 10,000 shares. Here you can see the volume 10,000 shares. So I'll show you the market. See, you can see this is the volume thing here. This is 10,000 shares. This happened on 14th of August. So similarly, if we look at other dates, so we have on 10th August around a volume of 200, then on 8th August the volume of 250, before that 1000, and before that on 28th July it was 50,000 shares were bought and sold. So there's only a chance that you can place a GTT order and wait for your luck. Now let's move on to another stock. Now let's have a look at the financials of Tirupati Forge Limited. If we first of all see the financials of the company, the financial health of the company is almost debt free. They have very less debt. That is almost debt equity ratio is 0.28. The current ratio is around 2.72, which is greater than 1, which is good. And the interest coverage ratio is 10.7, which means company would be able to meet its debt obligation or interest requirements from its operating capital. तो बढ़िया है, decent है. The last point we will see is that is working capital days. The working capital days is again has gone up little bit, but nothing too much to worry about. But yes, company has to work on this area. And then we go to the profitability part. If we see the profitability of the company is giving a decent ROC, that is return on capital employed, and it will attract the investors. The return on equity is 29.2%, which is also very good. The company has not been giving dividend, which is something which actually which makes me, turns off me, and the company must be giving a little bit of dividend. But yes, the debt equity ratio and as well, the return on capital employed, the RO is very good. And if you look at the net profit margin, that is also 10%, which was last year, which is also decent. If we compare with the peers here, the net profit margin average comes to 4.4, and the company is giving 10% net profit margin, which means company is really doing good business. This is a very important ratio, the net profit margin, because if his company is able to sell their products at a higher profit margin, that means they're maintaining quality and they have some loyal customers. So if the net profit margin is comparatively good, this is a very appealing company. And then we talk about the profitability part, financial health part, and then we will talk about the growth of company. So how did the company do in last 3-4 years? So for last 3 years, company is giving you a compounded sales growth of 49%, compounded profit growth of 220%. However, the last 4 quarters, the company has given less growth, or you can say negative growth in sales and profit. बट उसके कंपैरिजन में प्राइस हमारा 41% टूट गया. तो दैट मीन जितना हमारा सेल्स नहीं घटा उससे ज्यादा हमारा प्राइस टूट गया. सो is the right time to buy? Yes, if the price has corrected as per the profit and sales, you can still try your chance. One thing is there, if you look at the quarterly results, the company is giving decent quarterly sales as compared to last year. It's almost same, but a little bit less. Hopefully the company will regain. And the profit and loss statement, if you see the annual profit and loss, the annual profit is growing for the company, which is also very good. So I don't see any big problem here such. Until unless financial health is bad, I will not go for the company. After that, I will look for the growth and the profitability factor. Lastly, we will see the valuation part. So if you see the valuation, the company's stock is trading at a PE of 10.9, which is less than 10 years or 5 years PE, and which is also 1/3 lesser than the industry PE. Book value is 3.70, almost you can say half the current market price. And if we see the enterprise value to EBITDA, which is 6.60, that also makes it a value stock. So the valuation wise also the Tirupati Forge is good. Now let's look at the technical chart of the company. So this is the technical chart for the company, Tirupati Forge Limited. And we see here the price was for long in consolidation phase, and the public started participating from July 2001, and from the price of 3 rupees 30 paisa approximately, or 3 rupees, the price went to as high as 25. That means around almost 8 times, 800% return. After that, we saw a big fall from December 2022. The price went as low as almost 6 rupees 90 paisa. Then again price went to 8.35, and then we saw multiple lower circuits, and right now the price is trading above 50. So this is a stock you must put into your watch list. Again, I'm telling you, this is not an investment advice. I'm telling you how am I investing in stock market, right? That is the idea. And what is the methodology I use to select and filter this stock. Here it is very important to understand that a stock which is falling for too long, if you want to buy that stock, the stock must go above 50 days moving average, because in short run, first of all, the sentiment should be positive, and then we move on to long run like 200 days moving average, and there is a golden crossover. Yes, that's a good time, and the stock has come out from its bearish phase. Now if you see one more thing here, we are having a higher swing, that is higher lows. So we have a higher lows, that is also a decent sign of price rebounding or recovery. So this is a stock you must keep in your watch list. So if you find these stocks appealing, worth watching, do add in your watch list, and let me know about any information you have about the company. Do share with me in the comment box. If you like the video, press the like button, share with your friend, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. I'll come with another interesting video in few days. Make sure that if you press the subscribe button, select the notification button, all notification, you will get the notification for all videos.